Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your everyone host Shorty, and today we're going to review Lonesome Hunters. Before we get too far into it, the title it always makes me laugh. There's a movie that came out, I think, like late 80s or 90s called Metalheads, where the band is called the Lone Rangers, and a repeated joke throughout is, but if they're lone, why there's more than one of them? And Lonesome Hunters, it had that same kind of vibe for me, and it just makes me chuckle every time I see it. Which is very weird because this is full-on American Gothic horror, and I shouldn't be chuckling at it. It should be like a really serious, dark work. But it actually has a few moments throughout it which don't go that way either. They actually have fantastic moments of humanity and some genuinely funny bits, which I don't think are, well, for the people involved, like the characters involved, I don't think they would find funny, but from an external point of view, you can just go, oh yeah, that's actually quite hilarious. So what is this comic book? Well, for a start, it's one by Tyler Crook, which made me automatically think of American Gothic because his artwork is kind of one of the fundamental reasons why I absolutely love Harrow County. Don't get me wrong, Cullen Bunn does an absolutely brilliant job in that comic book, probably the best thing he's ever written, but it wouldn't be what it is without the artwork. And this one is a solo effort. It doesn't have anyone else coming in. I mean, it literally is him doing like writing and art and lettering even. So he has complete artistic control over it. I think the second person gets credited just like an editor. And that does show a little bit, and not in any bad way. I actually went back through and flicked through some pages of Harrow County to see if I could see like any major difference in like how he approaches art styling when he's kind of like being told what he's doing or what he's got freedom to do himself. Probably the biggest difference I can see is a slightly more reliance on artistic storytelling. Now, visual storytelling, should I say. And this is not a bad thing. Comic books are a visual medium. From start to finish, you basically just have the artwork doing the job of descriptive text, or at least you should do. Some bad writers will still feel they need to put in quite a lot of detail. As I said in like an earlier review, somebody like describing somebody as charming feels like it's an unnecessary thing to actually have written on a page when you should be able to, as a good writer, portray that through what's happening. And the same with artwork. You can use it for timing and stylistic choices. You can use the color palette to show mood when you need to, or even a place of time, sometimes even sense of actually where it is in the world. All these things, when you have complete control, means it is all on you, though. And if something goes wrong or something doesn't quite land, you can't like hide behind anything else. I can't, as I'm reviewing this, be like, oh, well, maybe this is a choice that didn't go quite well, or miscommunication like that. Everything has to come down to Tyler Crook. This is a one-man show. And you're probably thinking he's about to now slam Tyler Crook. No, I'm not. It's actually, the reason I was saying all that is I want you to realize what I mean when I say how successful this is. The art style is fantastic. It's stylized and kind of grubby, and I like that kind of thing. As you know, the background colors all look hand done and painted. You can even see the mistakes that are in there where you just kind of work through them. And I love this kind of thing. I don't like inorganic computer coloring unless it's like done by an absolute master. Tyler Crook's done it all by hand from the looks of it, and it all pays off. It is stylized, like the characters are not done photorealistic or anything like that, but the level of detail is the kind of stuff I would expect from photorealistic artwork. There's a bit where you have like telephone poles with the extra bit of the anchor line going down as well, but part of it covered with a wooden sheath so nobody can get hurt walking into it. That's the kind of thing which most of the time you wouldn't even notice. It's such a part of like normal life to see that kind of thing when you're just walking down the street sometimes. But knowing a comic book artist has taken the time to put that in there to genuinely give it a sense of reality, that is absolutely brilliant. That is the kind of level of detail I like. Because what you then don't get is unnecessary detail. You don't get like every single thing in a backdrop given too much time. That's not what he's going for here. He's trying to give a sense of space, and that is a realistic space, not necessarily hammering it home for you. The story is fantastic too. It's narrated from third person, who actually you then realize is one of the characters. And as you realize who it is given the narration and their place within the story, you realize it's a very interesting choice to have the narrator from the beginning, because it starts with a flashback of at least 100 or so years ago. And the fact that this character knows about that means her place within the other character's life is going to have changed quite dramatically from where it starts. I like that as a kind of subtle foreshadowing, not just kind of spelling out what's going to happen or letting you know that this is a form of foreshadowing, but just letting you figure it out for yourself. Very confident to put that trust in the reader. And that confidence is immaculate throughout as well. There's brilliant bits of dialogue going backwards and forwards between characters, which doesn't come across as overly scripted. It again is that kind of naturalistic style, which I really, really like, and an absolute comfort taking the time necessary to set a scene correctly. There's quite a lot of this which comes down to a day in the life of kind of moments. Nothing very exciting happening, but it's all necessary. None of it is wasted, and it all feels like it's adding towards characterization, if not just of the characters, but of the world and the setting and everything as well. A very impressive comic book. The only disappointing thing is it's only a 4-issue miniseries. I can't help but feel that these characters could grow beyond these 4 issues, and I'm hoping that we might see them again later down the line. Anyway, that's me done for the day. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.